umefika hapo, please share the video. Yeah, of course you can see me hapo and leave a comment. Let's go. So this is Makasoro Production and Bennett Media Lab. You can also do the booking with us if you have any events and anything of that sort. So I made this just simple because just a simple stuff. It's a simple wedding, and maybe my client wanted it simple. That's why it's that simple, maybe. So from scratch, as I said, kuna hapa hiyo logo ya Makasoro Production. I just used the normal graphics yenye iko hapa kwa Adobe Premiere Pro. If you're using Adobe Premiere Pro and you match that maybe conversant to Adobe Premiere Pro, you can use Adobe Premiere Pro, iko hapo, then you go to browse, go and natafuta somewhere hapa chini, you have that graphic and ndio hii hapa. So hii ndo nime re-edit nikaiandika to that name Makasoro Production. It's just a simple template that you can use there. It's free to use and you can make it as complex as your desires are, as usual. You know, as long as you meet the client's satisfaction, that's the big deal when you're doing videography. So as I did that, then I went next. What do I want it to look like? And yeah, so that's why I had that under, which is coming over there to bring in the second entity or the second company involved, which is Bennett Media Lab Films. It presents. Then I had just a simple clip to bring on top what we're doing today, and that's a simple. You can see it's our wedding day. I'm sorry, I'll be using a biased language. You look at that. It's just a simple video, but clarity muhimu. Clarity muhimu, and you make sure you have what is satisfying to the client. That's always the big deal. So to talk about that, let's say for instance, uko na camera on field. What camera are you using, and what's your intended output need? For instance, unataka ikuwe video inakaaje? Is it that much complex or that much simple? Just depending on how you want it to be, yeah. So you might as well as bring that into being by bringing on board equipments like a drone, maybe having like a number of cameras, but at least when you're choosing your cameras, do it with something that can vary or can be of the same frame rate. That's if you're using a Nikon, I won't advise you use a Canon as a substitute camera. So if you're using a Canon, let's say you have a Canon, do a Canon. If you want to use 3-4 cameras, let them be four of the same type, such that when you're doing the editing, it does not disturb you as much as the frame and the frame width and all that, because they have different stuffs. Maybe about that too. So I had brought in the issue of introducing this. By that is, you can see we had that placard which was done by them themselves. It was a simple placard. I chose to use it because it's just simple, some simplicity in it. You can see it's just noun words Vincent. And then I went ahead to bring that picture which shows that. Then I used a background of 2 rings together to bring in the issue of the marriage thing. And of course, that was the choice of my thing. And to go ahead, we had introduced the groom, being the first person to come on screen as a groom, who is Vincent to be sorry, that's for instance. The language too, sorry about that, and that's what my client. Then I just did some simple video, maybe covering on the area. Then the song playing on the background depends on what your choice is, but at least something that is in line with something that's just in line with a wedding or kind of stuff. And being this wedding was a Gosi wedding, that is. So somehow, I brought in that to, yeah. So I welcome back. I want some bits of simple stuff. So as I was saying, then I had videos for the background to maybe flesh up the stuff and up this video. That is, we had this on the background. If you look at you right there, if you'll see that, it's not that much a video. You can see that video. It's just a slow video that moves. Look at that, yeah. Yeah, back to that placard again. The song on the background is a simplific of. Okay, it's a wedding. It's a wedding song done by a Kisi guy called Kumbamba Robert. I just hope it has no copyright. Yeah, so just maybe an advice when you're doing a choice of a song, make sure you do a choice that is maybe at least you've done some research. It has no copyright, so interfere with your plans. Maybe if you wanted to upload it, it has a copyright. You'll still have to go back to the drawing board. Yeah, so that maybe comes in and in affect it most. Here, you have to consider what the choice of the client's test. What's the client's test? And to me, being my client was maybe a Christian, I made sure I used just Christian songs. If you listen to the song on the background right now, it's a Christian song, yeah. So at least, yes, to an extent, you have to consider that too. And whenever I'm bringing these guys on board, I make sure I introduce them on screen. You see, that's the groom's father. We have the mother right there, who was also introduced. Now we have coming in now to Naomi the bride. Then we have the groom talk. Yeah. Then about that, then yeah, that's simple. Going ahead, as you can see, there is some different shots over here. You can see that shot, it's kind of a drone shot, yeah. It's kind of drone shot. It's not a drone shot, but it's kind of drone shot. So let's say you have no drone on set. You still can improvise your camera to be like a drone. That I'll tell you how on the link down there on the link on the description down there. I'll do you a sample video of how you can do a drone shot without a drone. Sometimes it spices up. So that was just an introduction of the wedding video. Then now we get to the whole stuff. You see, I have the welcome to the holy matrimony. You see, then it goes ahead to part one, and that's now where we start all that. You see, then the mass begins. The good thing with wedding stuff or an event coverage is you always have full footages, of which it does not need you to apply this a lot of cuts and all that. You just fix, as long as you are keen when you're doing the coverage, then it becomes easy to you when let's say for instance you want to bring in the issue of maybe arranging your clips on the drawing board in the Adobe Premiere Pro. Yeah, so like for instance me, when I was doing my footages and all that, I made sure no, like I have the clips clearly, you see. So that's what makes the editing easier. Yeah. So for instance, if that is done, things become easier. And yeah, when things become easier, obviously you do your stuff easily, and you get your video done in time. Then you can go ahead to another video. yeah, let's have a look at that shot. So that it's all about simplicity, but customer satisfaction. It's all about simplicity and customer satisfaction. Yeah. Then delete one audio and remain with one clear audio so that the clips can go hand in hand. To avoid this, this incident that maybe the video is ahead of the audio is behind the video and all that. I mean, what the person on screen is speaking does not reflect what's maybe the vocals from the mouth, or maybe the facial expressions do not match. To avoid that, you must have to sync and make sure your clips are in line. And when you're doing maybe a wedding video, for instance, what we were doing today, at least you have to make sure that you have every moment taken, every crucial moment taken in. For instance, when you're doing a wedding video, what comes into your mind is the procession. We have the procession, the vows, the gifts, and maybe a vote of thanks if there is, and that last session of it. That's what is most important. The memories that should be kept. You see. So, like for my case, I'll be having 3 parts, for instance. So the first part is covering up to the wedding vows. Then from the wedding vows, we shall be going to the mass, maybe the mass a little bit in details. Then from that, to the gifts and maybe talks from parents, from relatives, from friends, and all that. That being the second part, or that maybe completing the stuff. At least you have to do some video that covers every most crucial memory, and on depending on what your client wants. Let me say thank you for viewing this video. Till the next video, this is Bernard's Media Lab. Thanks for viewing this. If you've not subscribed, at least consider doing that. And if you're new here, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Everything shall be all right. I bring in every aspect of life, every video. I bring you entertaining, educating, warning, and every kind of video. If it comes to, like, you have no reason to say maybe you don't have to subscribe, because I'll bring you every sort of video. Yeah. Thank you. See you in the next video.